Rashidele. Kurutin the number of Bojita, the social yoga, the Kadishin Bushadares. Mother Namdo, Namli Legache, Namli Cheta Legache, London, and Yungdrung Bön, Tadachimona, Rachimon, Andong Chimona, Legache, Yamda Legache, Yamle Losam with Legache, Chada got to Jewish Rain. And that is on the Kunsu Yoga, the Kadishin, Beri, however. And they are a Mahobaradiri show again, Malam Sarayo. And they could say catch a timber, could say catch a timber, Tita, to reach a.
Okay, I've been asked to say a few things about when I first met Lopen Tenzin Namduk, which was in the spring of 1989. It was just after I was attending an Easter retreat at Marigar in Italy with Namkai Norbu Rinpoche. And it was Namkai Norbu Rinpoche who first got me very interested in the traditions of Bön, because he said this was the name for the old pre-Buddhist religious civilization in Tibet, and also that there were two authentic lineages for Dzogchen, one coming from the Nyingmapa tradition and the other from the Bonpo tradition. And then after that retreat, a friend of mine picked me up at the airport in New York, and we drove up to Conway, Massachusetts, to the Dzogchen Community Retreat Center there. And Lopen Tenzin Namduk had just arrived there from the UK. That was actually his third visit to the West. Previously, he had spent 3 years in the UK with Professor David Snellgrove, and as a result of that, the first book about the Bonpo teachings, known as The 9 Ways of Bön, was published in the West. And then a few years later, he spent a time in München contributing to the gigantic Tibetan-German English dictionary. And when I walked into the room there in Conway, there was the Lopen sitting in the sunlight meditating, and he greeted me with this big smile and a very warm feeling. And as we began talking, I discovered how enthusiastic he was about doing translations of Bonpo Dzogchen texts into English. I had already begun doing that the year before, and so as a result of this, during the week we were at Conway, we translated together the Ursel Dunkor, that is the 7-fold cycle of the clear light, with detailed instructions of how to do the 49-day dark retreat. After our time in Conway, we both went out to San Francisco and stayed in the same flat there. During the evenings, the Lopen was giving Dzogchen teachings to various interested students of the Dzogchen community. And during the day, we were translating sections from the Jawa Chakri, which is the practice manual for the Zhangjung Nyenju, which is the oldest tradition of Bonpo Dzogchen teachings. After that, we went to Coos Bay, Oregon, and in the forest near that town, we had a retreat with the Lopen in which he gave us the wands or empowerments for Zhangjung Beri, which was the tantric meditation deity closely associated with this Zhangzhung Yendu tradition. After that, the Lopan was in Los Angeles, where he had a gallstone operation sponsored by the Healing Light Society, and I had permission to visit him every day there, and we ended up translating the sadhana practices for Zhangzhung Mary. And but the Lopan, although he was very enthusiastic for scholarship and translations, always emphasized the importance of practice in terms of Dzogchen, that is, finding ourselves in the natural state, which is also known as Dzogchen, the great perfection.
Kepada, Zhiyong Xu, Ndembe Dado Chawa, Meri Yongdzin, Tenzin Nanda Pezo Mocho, Chala Nyewe Londela, Ane Golo Jatamba Tata, Kore, Ki Chuka Tishi Nyambola, Ane Gade Trosunchi Gone, Sandra Trashi Dele, Chomesiji, Deyong Kongi. Ane Kishiawa Jipane, Sonde, Kudine, Kujene, Javetem, Ane Dawasiaba, Yungdrung Bön, Tembarbochel, Goshu, Tene, Rande, Tisa Gons, Jeden Cech, Samsi, Nantat Mameva, Jane. Tene Zevanchele, Be Nolo, Jiba Mahimba, Sava Tenji Chomba, Gotu Chene, Ane Jaha Shaloki, Buda, Jagali Nanda, Tana Shiki, Shijigi, Shanoli, Jaha Katamena, Deso Yans Zubala, Cech, Zansu, Dagang Shies, Kitsu Zonsugi, Zeva the Chile, Giacomella Jumba. Ane Rangi in the Sierra, Tita Shishito, Goto Niamuchu, Chushin, Tipig, Tajachi, Sambig, Delbe, Gambig, Yasinumba Yitane, Ronji Yos Trava. Ane Gulo Yos Big Castle. Ane Prive Chido, Region Shida. Lapado Yungdrung Bön, Gyaltsen in Tembe, Sura Gonde the Jibig. Ane Chepat, Zepat, Zamba, Sanki Tone, Lapa the Zambig Tone, Sura Podji, the Niza Mahima, Narag Tengi Kongi Son Pod, Limba Korapod, Jesus on the Tadon Tea Kangatanda, Sabam on Botin Sasha. Or in the Chenata, Chet, Zansu Tone, in Bevegi Dembashida. Rineshid, Lapa the Yungdrung Bön, Tembarboch in the Nila, she had lessons you gone, and Zeva the Chile Jacham Jombe, Kachitella Dene, Tande, Ane Patient on it, and Zalishana Kosala, Yungdrung Bön, Sedikala, Ane Tachunchuda, Metzavo Benasi, Jahashano Kasakala, Yungdrung Bön, Tembande, Nimanasi Hadavata, Dhawan Chedavande, Ane Meri Trasin just was about you don't be your mother. Meri Yongdzin and Tenzin Nimada Dhawan or Kona Big Kadima. It's an Nazuki Kati de Sola and Jijeda, Jisi Yeron, she had torn. Ane Golo Jatamba Tatan Kovatera, Sandra Trashi Dele, she had to Chachit, Tadunya, Mamma Kitse Java, and Kitse Rinda De Tuyada. In the temple of the Masip and Zevan Chile, highly lava jet Yagi, Ane Chandra, Mero Giacomella, the Yonda, Jetsela Mekitse Ratic, Noncatele, showed the Jabatan, into Timber James Hasiji, Rohemaseta, the Neji cheese, Rohemaseta, the Bardi cheese, and Sajado Jeve Tone, Mendishi, the Giche.
Yonsei Lopon Rinpoche, thank you very much for your life, your long life. We are very happy you is completing 100 years now, your birthday. Thank you for your life. You have helped many people, have instructed many good lamas and instructors, and have helped the people from Buddhism, Bön, and have sustained the temples. We are very happy with your good influence in this world today. And we would like to congratulate you and sing our Brazilian way of saying, have a long life and be happy.
Thank you.
I am very happy that I'm getting the opportunity of talking about Lopon Tenzin Namdak Rinpoche, because he and I have had a very, very long association. In fact, my association with him has been longer than my association with my husband. And we worked together, and basically I was working with his guidance to help settle the group of 80 Bön families in a place called Dhulanji in Himachal. He and I would spend a lot of effort and time together to bring in the families, buy the land, settle them, distribute it amongst the different families, and all of that was done with his guidance, his help. And also what was done once the families were kind of the beginnings of their settlement started. He did a lot for the religion, and it is because of all his efforts that that place has become a big center of the Bön religion, and it now has a beautiful monastery there. I am so glad that I managed, under his guidance, I got the opportunity and help from him to help settle these 80 wonderful families there. And it's a great pleasure for me to now sometimes have the opportunity of going back there and of meeting him. Of course, he has set up another place for himself, and I would really wish that he is able to live well beyond the 100 years that he will be very soon, and continue to protect the religion and take it forward in the world. And because it's become a big force now under him and under his effort. So I wish him all the best, and I wish him a great long future. And I hope I get the opportunity of meeting him soon to revive our very close relationship. Thank you.
I first met Yongdzin Rinpoche in 1980 when I went to the Dhulanji monastery in Himachal Pradesh to study Tibetan. I was there with my brother-in-law Enrico Dell'Angelo. We were there to do our research and our thesis. My thesis was on the Bonpo doctrines on death and liberation. We were really very struck by the atmosphere of the monastery. There were many monks studying all the day long with great attention. There was a great discipline, but yet there was an atmosphere of joyfulness all over the monastery, in all the places. And we studied all the day long, and I passed many hours studying with Le Bön. He was really a great teacher. He taught me a lot, and we read together many pages of the Shanzhunyenje tradition, and he was very important for me. I think he was one of the most important period of my life, and perhaps this is the reason that I pursued an academic career, and I think he encouraged me very much in continuing and in studying Tibetan and Tibetan text. I think he is one of the greatest masters of our time. Thank you very much.
Bello.
Tajidale, Labala, Yongdzin Rinpoche, Chatsalo, Katapu. Alalaho. Thank you for staying 100 years with us. Stay more and more, and again, life after life. Akinwanma Samjeme can't be expressed. Thank you for your kindness, especially in my case for the Munkan, the Domatruk, the Sebunishin Chik, Nisizachik, and especially the Kaldo. Thank you so much for all your wisdom and loving kindness and the wonderful retreats and sleep and dream. I never forget them. And thank you also for calling me with such kind words when you met Harvey in the airport, and I think Los Angeles, just as the Caldo, Unbounded Wholeness, was really, really going to press. And you said you'd never forget. And I appreciate that so much. Think of you every day, pray for you every day. Be well. Jayom. Kadayana, Kabayana, Gilbert Jayom.
Little did I know when I first visited Dolanji in the summer of 1981 that I would be here now honouring Yongdzin Rinpoche on his 100th birthday. In Poland, instead of singing Happy Birthday, we sing Stolat, or May you live 100 years. Few people accomplish such a feat of longevity, and what a happy occasion that Yongdzin Rinpoche has done so. I first met Yongdzin Rinpoche at the beginning of 1983, and was initially struck by his inimitable smile, cheerfulness, and generosity of spirit. I had the privilege of almost daily contact with him during over 2 years of anthropological fieldwork, and was never made to feel a nuisance. I came to Dolanji with little knowledge of Bön history, religion, and monasticism. Lopanamdak, as he was then commonly called, was nothing if not welcoming and willing to share his knowledge when his busy teaching schedule allowed. I learnt much about Bön from Lopanamdak as I sat in his peaceful residence, drinking tea, listening and noting down his words as he painted a picture of the turmoil and strife caused by the Chinese invasion and the incredible renaissance of Bön, which took place in Dolanji. I wish Yongdzin Rinpoche another 100 years with heartfelt gratitude for the time he took to inform me, patiently answering my many questions. May your days be filled with peace and tranquility. Trunka Nimola Tashdele.
Tashdele. Teri tashi pe nyama, tondi pe nyama, puson pe nyama, nizan kazan nyama dala, ranja pompon yon la kati lana manchi pa saye lama choje mere yon de mayo onpo. Opo tenda da Rinpoche cho gunta jala pipe gataji nyama la, Rinpoche cho ko seshan jeji opa tan, sonko je opa dala ngazo pompon yon cho sanata. Kato chimbo tan je gusun kupa chimbo ngane layan, sada tan tashi dele, kapa san shiwa yin. Chitong guje tuchi rechu lo jakala olo Rinpoche kala metong konta soton sa pendu titi ngasu telo yupi pombo soton tompun jeni Rinpoche kala la mamo manalele yopa
Lara Nabaton, Ponsoja Najai, Jashugu, Lamle, Maman Sola, Pombo Jichatsu, Hindi. Pombo Sabi, Dijeton, Ichazone, Jakajon Shuni, Jakajone, Chuchin, Kompa Rachon, Panjolayon, CRS, Rosone, Chaji Nan Chonze, Kalozomo Nayin, Kinde Negabochon, Then Roran Sobane, Icha Jaka Lochola Sona, Ludujon, Rinpoche, Nga Jaka Lochola, Dodome, Kwaizina Nga Pomboye, Ngai Chulute Naranga Dapochigo Yo, Yarumbuchi, Kalolayon, Charonga Chulute, Charonga Dapochigure Sompa Red. Then Jaka Choncho Hemachel, Madela, the Lige, Saja Ega Jatan Nishisanga Nyoa Chun, Tamata, Mosamala, Satola, Leni, Depa Red, Rinpoche, Saja Mela, Punchi Toja Sapa Tapa Red. Rosobone eligible, Muslim Tanchon, Romila, Chilipa, Tamto Ulas, Member Harrison, Mrs. Harrison, the Butch in the Heroes of the Many, Consolo, Lero Guard, Sompa Rez, then the Butchi, Momentan, as a Ligipala, Yang, Calonon, and Temple Noguri, some good dozen. Then as a Momonto, Shokajichiva Rez, Kabata, Jatu, Amdo Cholon, Shokar and then Timber, the Pusanji Naja. So Rinpoche Mamala, Sajin Conson so Dopata, Losumurilla, Roran not to Bachon Red, Mazo Mamam, Masanja Majeton, Tompaguchi Koni over Red, Chito Gujachi Regulo, Lamata, Nabata, Magambatso, and Mary, Kepo Sapa, Gobi, Chuchune, Lamatsamania, Jason de la Drupanani, Degela Chanton, Ginsi Tunin, Gudi, Gigashiva Red. Then he reviewed to the Rinpoche, Nani, Yungdrung Bön Shedron today, Super Reze. Then the Rinpoche, Che, the Jodor, Polo Rinpoche, Lonigan Gitin, Nova Reze. Then the Chiton could get Gigi Jadu Karoja Bagi, Chichon Red. Then the Rinpoche, Gonjela, Perilla Gombashi Sitana, Mama Jean to Poland, Deva Yopilo, Topo Chocha, Gombata, Mamal and Deva Yobagone, Chitin Opus Gombashi Reze. Tate pate meretan, tete nopuze gobanine Geshe, ninjaza chon yoze. Geshe soyon, potan chiche yute kala yongdrung puche tepan zinchung, peson chen zinche nanshin pa yinze, deo Rinpoche, ye tuche katili chon red. Tete nopuze lama tan, odi, somo, samala tuche che, dona Rinpoche, kite, kajane kaja pate tempa tan tuche, gongshin tada linji dripi mundu shu, tashi delez.